As a nation, the British have a love affair with Spain. 12 million people a year come to worship its sun-kissed shores. In this series, I want to find out what fascinates us about this country, and if there is more to Spain than meets the eye.
I'm amazed. I had absolutely no idea that this was here.
This will be a journey of discovery for me.
I did not expect this. Wow.
As I crisscross the country, longing to know more about it. Seeing its world-famous landmarks up close.
Awesome. Awesome. This is one of the places that everyone should see before they die. You do literally feel transported.
As I experience this incredibly vibrant culture.
It's pretty mad, isn't it?
I think it's just one of those moments I'm never going to forget the whole of my life.
There's nothing like this anywhere in the world.
I've journeyed south of the Costa Blanca and arrived in the region of Andalucia, where I'll explore the province of Almeria, moving inland towards the magnificent city of Granada. On my way, I'll rediscover the Alpoharas within the Sierra Nevada mountain range. But my starting point is like nowhere else I've ever seen in Spain, the driest place in Europe, the desert of Tabernas. I've visited Andalucia a few times, and to me, it's one of Spain's most authentic regions. Tourists typically fly into Malaga on the south coast and scatter themselves along the Costa del Sol. But away from the more developed resorts, it's an area of wild and contrasting beauty. To the east of Malaga, the province of Almeria is characterized by mile upon mile of agricultural land, and the protected coastline of the Cabo de Gata Natural Park, with unspoilt beaches strung between its coves. 30 minutes north of the city of Almeria, the landscape turns wildly different again. This is Tabernas, which some people say is the only true desert in Europe. It's an incredibly barren, arid, hostile landscape. There's nothing modern, as far as the eye can see. Looking around here, it's hard to believe I'm in an area of Spain that's famed for growing tomatoes. Within this 100 square miles of eerie wilderness, over 400 films have been shot. Maybe you can hazard a guess at one of the genres that led the Hollywood invasion. I feel like the only stranger in town. I've never once seen a saloon that I didn't want to have a drink in. Like the moody cowboy. This is Fort Bravo, a film set built in the 1970s to replicate a town for spaghetti westerns. To this day, it's still used by the industry, but now tourists can come and get their slice of the action too. This place is so cool. It's amazing. There's the old water tower, which is probably going to be pulled down by a baddie any moment. Grand Central Bank. Better not put your gold in there, you know what's going to happen.
You do literally feel transported.
I'm not usually one for theme parks, but this is something else.
It reminds you of every Western movie that you've ever seen, and I love a Western. Ugh. I mean, those cowboys are so sexy, let's face it. What's not to like?
My guide, Raphael, spends his winters hosting film crews and summers entertaining tourists.
How long have you been working here?
Since I was, well, I'm here since I was a child because my father is the founder, one of the founders of Fort Bravo. And since I'm born, I was here in the shooting and everything of the cowboys.
Gosh, that must have been such fun.
Yeah.
So tell me a bit about Fort Bravo, why it was built and how come it's just such an amazing place.
Well, the beginning was Sergio Leone was looking for a place for the third movie of The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. And just arriving here, take a look of 360 degrees around and didn't see nothing artificial, no ways, no bridges, nothing. And then he said to his personal architect that build the next Western town here.
It's very evocative. It makes you feel like you want to get involved. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
This is just so much less cheesy than I was expecting and so much more evocative. It's just, what a great place to hang out. Just not dressed right.
But that's easily remedied here.
I think I'm going to look great. I love these boots. Look at them. They look hard-ridden. I believe the Sandman is enjoying this. What do you think? Great. The more boob, the better. That's what I always say. Very nice. Fantastic. Yeah,
De nada.
I think I should dress like this all the time.
I'm getting into character. I've been given a role in this morning's performance to the tourists.
I am a whiskey-serving bar girl. Now, anyone who knows me is going to know that this is right in character. Really, really looking forward to this. Can't wait.
I've no idea what's going to happen, and I certainly wasn't expecting the can-can. I'll just keep smiling. I'm no expert, but I'd say this cowboy ain't happy. Steady on. I didn't think it would be quite so dramatic. That was really something.
I think that's over. I think I'm ready for a tequila. How much fun was that? I have had such a good morning. Living the dream, baby.
That's going to take some beating. But next, I'm going in search of the Spain I'm much more familiar with. Two hours inland, west of Almeria, you arrive in the thick of Andalucia's imposing alpine backdrop, the Sierra Nevada mountain range. Its snowy peaks form the highest point in Spain. Its lower reaches, the Alpoharas, first enticed me here 15 years ago. 70 glorious kilometers that are a joy to explore.
I love the Alpoharas because they're fantastic for walking, and they are full of little tiny villages that are so far off the usual tourist trail that you still feel like you're getting some of the authentic Spain. I've been here a few times and I'd like to come a few more.
Unlike the dry conditions I've just experienced, here the snow-capped peaks keep the area verdant with trickling streams. And in one of the mountain villages, the water is particularly celebrated. The spa town of Lanjaron is famous for its mineral water, which you'll find bottled and sold throughout Spain. And the elderly and the ailing are drawn to its internationally renowned thermal baths, believing that the water has curative properties. But I've been warned not to expect anything too relaxing.
I'm a bit nervous, but people have been coming here for centuries. I figure it can't do me any harm and might do me some good. Hello.
Hello.
I'm Alex.
Hi, I'm Rachel. Welcome to the secret garden.
Thank you, lovely to meet you.
Okay, so we'll go this way, okay?
Thank you.
Here they don't just drink the water, they bathe in it. Cold, I hasten to add. It's not the most appealing bath I've ever seen.
Why is the water this colour?
The water is medicinal water, and it has a very high concentration of minerals.
Yeah.
It's very pure, and it's this colour because it's got a lot of iron in it.
Okay.
Oh well, in for a penny.
Is the temperature okay? It's perfect. It's perfect. Okay, so if you'd like to just relax. Okay, and I'll come back in 15 minutes,
Thanks,
okay?
Rachel.
All right, then, see you later.
Strangely unrelaxing. I can't imagine why. It's quite weird being in water this colour, though. It feels nice. Can't be anything but good for my skin.
This 15 minutes is starting to feel like a lifetime.
It's a bit chilly. Goosebumps.
Rachel isn't done with me yet. Next, a freezing shower.
Cold water from the Sierra Nevada.
That is lovely.
Yeah, to help your circulation.
That's really nice.
Tonifying.
Yeah.
That's good. Well done.
Lovely. It's got a very strong smell.
Yeah, no, it's the minerals in the water.
Slightly goose pimply, but overall, fantastic.
If only we stopped there.
What's happening now?
Okay, Alex, now we're going to have a combination of rainfall,
Yeah.
the monsoon, and then a high-pressured water jet.
Great.
Brave the monsoon.
Now this is cool.
Well done. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to give you the water, the hosing down.
Okay. Me.
Yeah.
Get on with it. God's sake, I'm freezing to death.
And it's 60 euros for this so-called relaxing experience. Thankfully, this isn't the only speciality that people come to this part of the world for.
This town, Lanjaron, is not only famous for its water, it's also famous for its ham.
So if you're into that kind of thing, this is the place to come. I love jamón. It is one of life's pleasures and one that is not to be denied. Jamones Gustavo Rubio is an authentic tapas bar. But it's the shop with an array of hams dangling from the ceiling that I'm interested in. A place which has been selling some of Spain's finest hams since 1945.
Gustavo.
Hola.
Hola, yo soy Alex
Polizzi.
Muy bien, gracias, encantada.
Gracias.
Gracias, gracias. What makes the hams here so special?
Para sacar un buen jamón, lo primero que tenemos que hacer es tener un buen producto en carne.
Sí.
El jamón que ponemos en sal tiene que ser un jamón que sea de hembra.
How he ends up with such a fantastic product is he works with a very good primary product. He also says the microclimate here is essential to the finished product because in the first month when it's salted, it's very cold and dry, and towards the end of the curing process, it's very warm and dry. Ibérico.
Ibérico, este jamón tiene 5 años de curación. 5 años.
Sí, sí. Those 5 years weren't wasted.
They say to get the most flavour from the ham, it's best enjoyed with a glass of red wine. Who am I to argue?
Delicious.
Este vino tinto Alpoharas.
Salud.
Igual, jamón y vino, con jamón y vino se anda el camino.
So the saying apparently is, with a lot of ham and wine, you can go a long time.
That's enough of an endorsement for me.
Yo tomo mucho jamón y mucho vino.
I say perfecto.
¿Y sabe la edad que tengo?
20 años.
20 no, tengo 70.
Oh my God!
Pero tomo mucho jamón y mucho vino.
Well, that cheers me up. Normally, when you ask someone how they look so great so long, they say, well, I haven't smoked that much, I haven't drunk that much, and I lead a vegan life. No, instead, he's drunk a lot of wine and eaten a lot of ham, and he's 70 years old. I'm telling you, this stuff is good for you.
In truth, the clear air and the climate probably have something to do with it. And half an hour away in the remote wilds of the Alpoharas is a little-known hotel where you can enjoy the peace and tranquility. It's a place I've grown incredibly fond of. I am so excited to be back here. I was last here about 15 years ago. I had a couple of visits, loved it. Can't believe it's taken me so long to come back. My mother first recommended Alquería de Moraima to me, which looks out across the Sierra Nevada National Park.
Thank you. See you later. See you later.
Its 22 bedrooms feel like a real mountain retreat.
When I came here 15 years ago, it was because I like walking, and my mum and dad had done some walking in these mountains and suggested this is a good place to stay. It's amazing to think this was only done 20 years ago. It looks like something that's been here for hundreds of years. The ceiling's pretty bonkers. The tiles, the pictures, it's all done in very, very good taste.
The food is pretty good too. Chef Hugo has agreed to let me have a go at making a local speciality.
I'm being shown how to make a cold almond soup. Apparently, I've got to try and extract the almonds whole.
Using this rather archaic kitchen utensil. I have a feeling I'm being taken for a ride.
Okay, ¿cuánto?
200 gramos.
Okay, we'll be here a while. I've got to do 200 grams of this. Okay. Is this a wind-up? I mean, do you seriously do this every time you make almond soup, one by one? It seems very old-fashioned.
Uno a uno.
Uno a uno?
Sí.
These almonds are produced here. Nice surroundings to be cracking nuts in.
Que me parta ya para todo el verano.
Yeah, no.
No.
No. La vita è troppo Corta.
La vida es muy corta, es muy larga y dura.
He's offered me a job for the summer, baking almonds for a living. Life's too bloody short, is what I replied. OK, next. Vai.
Dried bread whisked into breadcrumbs. And then the almonds, which I've now learnt are about to be ground.
I mean, honestly.
Un diente de ajo.
And then garlic, olive oil and vinegar.
All these measurements are to be made with 1 litre of water.
Y una
OK.
pizca de sal ya a tu gusto.
And a little pinch of salt. It smells very garlicky to only have 1 clove of garlic in it.
To chill the soup, ice is added, followed by the final flourish, apple.
Apple and flowers to finish it off.
Está soso, pero...
Bueno.
Sí, ¿no? Que parezca increíble, ¿verdad?
It's really, it's got kind of texture to it, but it's not unpleasant. It's not milky. It's really good.
Next, I'll be doing plenty of walking as I arrive in Granada, site of one of my favourite places in the world. "45 minutes north of Lanjaron, within the foothills of the Sierra Nevada, the fascinating city of Granada lies waiting to be discovered. As the last stronghold of the Moors, much of its ancient architecture is still wonderfully preserved. Alongside its elegance, there is a definite grittiness about Granada. There is one majestic sight, though, that is anything but.
I've been to Granada a couple of times. There's lots of reasons why, but both times the main draw has been that structure up there on the hill, the Alhambra. Completely and utterly amazing.
It's absolutely worth braving the crowds for a visit to this Moorish palace perched high above the city. But today, I'm up at dawn and I'm really excited.
I've been given access to the Alhambra early in the morning before anyone else is in here. Only the cleaners are still here. And just to see it without the crowds, this is luxury beyond compare. It is so quiet and so peaceful, so serene. So bloody beautiful. 17 years ago, I came here to Granada. And I couldn't believe that this existed and I'd never been here before. It's staggering.
The Alhambra is one of those places that makes you run out of superlatives. The depth of detail is astonishing for what was once a functioning palace and military fortress.
There's so much here to look at. These tiles have been copied again and again and again. And no one has ever bested the original.
Today, it's one of Spain's most visited attractions and a World Heritage Site, and deservedly so, in my opinion.
I don't know enough about Moorish culture. But I mean, this is the pinnacle of its expression. And the fact that it's stood the test of the centuries, so intact. It's nothing short of miraculous. My mother always says, anywhere that we go, you must look up and you must look down. Nowhere is that more true than here. All you can hear is the birds, and then there's this wonderful perfume
from these jasmine hedges. It's almost overwhelming. There's nothing like this anywhere in the world. I mean, the word unique is so overused. But here, the Alhambra really is unique in the true sense of the word.
Incredibly, most visitors to the Alhambra only manage to see around 20% of what's here, leaving much of these grounds undiscovered.
I think the palaces are rightly acknowledged as being masterpieces in their own right. But I think any visitor would ignore the gardens to their detriment.
Ignacio is one of nearly 40 gardeners that maintain the grounds of the Alhambra. And today he's taking me to parts rarely discovered by visitors.
We're going through a bit that's closed to members of the general public.
Mm-hmm.
Yes!
Yes.
Always makes me very, very excited. Look at this. Very impressive. Oh, my gosh. It's wonderful.
Yep. These trees, I think they were introduced by the Romans.
Yeah. Okay. How old is this tree?
It could be 500 years, yeah.
The perfectly manicured courtyards and flowing gardens all tell a story from their place in history. But what's really astonishing is the abundant use of water cascading from features. When the Moors arrived, water was a precious commodity, so to use it decoratively would have been seen as the height of luxury.
So this is the cascade.
Yep.
Very impressive too. Lovely. The water's ice cold. So fresh.
It comes directly from the river.
Which is where? Up in La Sierra?
Exactly. And the Arabs took, Mohammed I took the water 7 kilometers away. And from there, just distribute the water.
But they were ingenious engineers.
Yeah.
I mean,
of course, they were after the Romans. Just think about it.
Yeah.
They know everything about aqueductos, molinos.
They built upon what they already knew from the Romans and improved on it. Well, it's true.
Romans were very good in engineering.
We were the first, and we were obviously pretty much the best. But all right, I'll let the Moors have this at least.
Well, look at this.
Oh my goodness gracious me!
This is my favorite point of view here in the orchards.
Oh my goodness, I'm scared of heights. I'm not going too near the edge. What an amazing view!
It's a reminder of the complex history that surrounds the Alhambra.
This is an amazing viewpoint because you really see the separation of Granada and the Alhambra, but you also just see how connected they are.
Exactly.
The Alhambra affords a magnificent view of the Albaicin, the oldest part of Granada. This is where the citizens would have lived in medieval times, the narrow cobbled streets offering shade from the intense sun. Today, it's a strangely evocative place to wander, because this is a city reputed for its ancient crafts.
I've come to see taracea, which is a craft genuinely unique to Granada.
Taracea is one of the oldest traditions being preserved here. An art form originating from North Africa, it arrived with the Moorish rule and has endured the centuries.
Buenas tardes. Alex,
Toma is one of the last Taracea craftsmen, and his workshop is full of incredible pieces. The striking patterns are created using a complex and intricate process of inlaying exotic wood with bones, precious stones, or metal.
And the stone is el tibia del toro. It's the tibia of a bull.
Esto va a denovar limoncillo, esto raíz de olivo, en fin, diferentes chapas para combinar los coloridos distintos. Esto ya es otra cosa diferente.
Look at this too. It's very pretty.
Thomas painstakingly creates boxes, furniture and pieces that are designed to surprise.
Oh my goodness gracious me, look, there's a courtyard of lions. That is amazing. My goodness.
Con de león.
I mean, I want one. What else can I say? Oh my gosh, look.
This is like a toy shop for grown-ups.
Look, and they've got little secret drawers. It's amazing. You can't feel any join. It's mad. It's as smooth as if it was vinyl, honestly. Can't believe it only takes him a year and a half.
Thomas has been crafting taracea since he was 11 years old.
So he's done it almost 70 years.
Trabajando.
Working and working hard, he says.
But it's a dying art. There is one tradition, however, that's still as strong as ever in this city, as I'm about to discover. You haven't truly burrowed to the heart of Granada's culture until you've encountered that most famous and passionate art of expression, flamenco. This intense performance captivates audiences all around the world, but has been danced here in its true home for centuries. While the flamenco dancer engages with the audience, the guitar player plays with passion. And the instrument has just as big a bearing on the performance as I'm about to learn.
Yes. Yo sono Alex. Encantada.
Daniel makes flamenco guitars. It takes 3 months to build one. A guitar, he says, is built with the individual personality of the player in mind.
When someone comes to you to make them a guitar, what do you have to think about? What do you have to consider?
Lo primero que tengo que pensar es a quién va dirigida, qué tipo de música toca, qué temperamento tiene, o incluso cómo abraza la guitarra. El que me varíe la técnica de así a así, me cambia la acción de la cuerda y tengo que tener una concepción distinta de trabajo.
You have to be a really good judge of character, I think, to do this job. When you hear one of the guitars you've made, do you recognise it?
Por supuesto. Esto sería como ver a mi hijo pasar por la calle y digo, por ahí va mi hijo. Igual, el sonido es similar.
It's like seeing his son on the street and he goes, hi.
Daniel refers to a flamenco guitar like a person.
Every part of the guitar is named after a part of the body.
Tenemos lo que sería la boca, tendríamos la parte de arriba, que serían los hombros, la parte del centro, que sería la cintura, la parte inferior, que serían las caderas, la parte de atrás, que sería el fondo o espalda, la parte del mango, que sería el cuello, y la parte superior, que sería la cabeza. La diferencia entre una guitarra clásica o una flamenca es como si fuera la diferencia entre las personas, hombres y mujeres. La similitud es en la raíz, pero la diferencia es muy grande. Hay diferencias de carácter, de temperamento.
So, is the flamenco guitar a man or a woman?
La guitarra flamenca, como es muy temperamental, muy dinámica, yo diría que es la mujer.
Very temperamental, very hot-tempered. Must be a woman.
Pero es una opinión personal, ¿eh?
That's his personal opinion, he's careful to say.
You're most likely to experience flamenco in the west of the city, beyond the Albaicin, an atmospheric area with a colourful history. This is the Sacramento District of Granada. This area is particularly well known for its gypsies who have lived here in caves for centuries. It's believed that in these very caves, flamenco was born. Spanish Romany gypsies have populated the Sacramento since the 1800s. Their homes, these caves built into the ravine, were said to have been constructed by Muslims over 500 years ago. It's got a very different feeling and character. This area definitely feels on the fringes of the city, just like the Roma have been on the fringes of society for centuries. Living conditions in these caves weren't easy for the gypsies. Then, in 1963, came disastrous floods, wiping out the homes of thousands of families, forcing them to leave the Sacramento. It marked the beginning of the end for a tight-knit, thriving community. But over the years, gradually many have started to return, reclaiming their homes. Now, the caves aren't lived in, but many have been transformed into venues that celebrate the eternally popular flamenco.
Buenas tardes.
Hola, buenas. ¿Cómo estamos?
Sí, yo bien.
Kiki is a gypsy who was born and raised here.
Sí.
He's transformed his granny's cave into this atmospheric little bar, decorated with all of her possessions.
Y allí había dormitorios.
So,
Dos dormitorios y todos dormíamos en el suelo. Como no había dinero, pues dormíamos en el suelo. Dormían en el suelo con una manta. Como antiguamente una manta y ya está. Y dormíamos y estábamos fuertes y dormíamos ahí en el suelo.
Kiki's granny was a flamenco dancer.
¿Y tú? Guitarrista.
Yo guitarrista, toco la guitarra.
Sí.
Kiki told me that life as a child here was all about freedom and that dancing and playing Spanish guitar was something you learned from a very young age.
What is flamenco to you? What does it mean to you? Why? What is the expression of flamenco?
Pues bueno, pues que nos hemos criado desde niños así. Desde niños, desde que nacimos, pues hemos sentido la guitarra, hemos sentido el baile, nuestra mamá ha bailado, el papá toca la guitarra, toda la familia, y lo lleva en la sangre, y entonces pues bailar.
Let me tell you, this life has done Kiki no harm.
This man is 90 years old. And I had to say to him that it can only be because he's not married. I mean, look at me, I'm 20 and I look 44. And he says he stays cheerful and he has great spirit and wonderful skin, all of which is true. He's just a miracle. What a lovely person to meet.
Adorning the walls of Kiki's cave are photographs of famous dancers. One of them a true legend. A man who's agreed to give me a lesson. Manuele Santiago, known simply as Manolete, is widely regarded as the king of flamenco, not just here in Spain, but around the world.
This is a man who's at the pinnacle of the art form, and it's very rare for me to say this, but I'm actually kind of slightly dry-mouthed from nerves. I've never done anything like this before. He's so well known. I bought some new dancing shoes. Obviously, you know, I don't want to look like a complete tit in front of this man. Manolete, buenas tardes.
Hola.
Hola, yo soy Alex Polizzi. Encantada.
Encantado.
Thank you.
This man is 70 years old, and he was born here in the Sacramento District into one of the biggest gypsy flamenco dynasties, the Maya. After moving to Madrid, he found fame touring the world with other dancing greats. Now people come to him to learn as he teaches from his incredible studio.
So, how long have you been dancing flamenco?
Sí, yeah.
6 years old.
Welcome in the group.
Is there still the same passion now? Culturally, is there still the same passion to learn flamenco?
Sí, hay la misma cultura y viene mucha gente fuerte, artistas de cine como Tony Quinn, Frank Sinatra,
sí.
Sofía Loren, viene mucha gente. Obama estaba aquí. Obama.
Sí, sí.
También la mujer de Obama.
Obama and his wife came here to watch some flamenco.
En las cuevas, viendo las cuevas flamencas, sí. Mucha gente muy grande, muy grande. Hay mucha gente que le gusta más el flamenco.
Sí.
This lightning-fast footwork takes years to master. The guitar drives the rhythm, but hand clapping is also used, or tapping, as Manolete is doing. UNESCO have recognized this as a true masterpiece, and I can understand why.
Bravi.
It's mesmerizing, and also slightly terrifying that I've been asked to dance with Manolete.
That's pretty mind-blowing. Don't say that lightly. First of all, that's so fit, so sexy.
Do you know what? I don't think I can go through with this.
I bought these shoes, and they're going back to the shop. You know, I've embarrassed myself 1,000 ways in my life. And I really don't want this to be the 1,001st. He's a prince, a god amongst mortals. Ask me to strip naked and run through the streets of Granada, and I would seriously consider it. Just spare me this. Spare me this one thing. I can't do it.
Next time, I'll be exploring the southwest of Andalucia.
Surely they'd have done it barefoot. Makes a pretty good show.
From the surprising traditions of Jerez to Spain's most romantic city, Seville.
I love a compliment.